Welcome back. Today, we're going to put on our detective hats. We're cracking open a classic case file from the RFI detectives to see how radio frequency interference really plays out in the wild. Okay, so let's just dive right in. The case study we're digging into comes straight from Chapter 14 of a really detailed report from the RFI detectives, who are part of Virtualization Options LLC. This is actually part 14 of a 20-part series. But today, we're going to zero in on a problem you've probably seen a dozen times. So where are we starting? With a scenario that I guarantee every single one of you techs out there knows like the back of your hand. The dreaded residential trouble ticket. You know the one, right? It's that classic call that kicks everything off. The user is frustrated, the complaint is a bit vague, but for us, it's the very first clue in our investigation to figure out what's really going on with their network. All right, so before we start guessing or just swapping out hardware, the first thing we gotta do is gather the clues. Being methodical right here at the start is what separates a quick permanent fix from getting a call back a week later. And here they are. These are your classic telltale signs. You've got intermittent connectivity, speeds that are just crawling, and connections that drop all the time. Now, why does this happen? Well, you can think of it like this. An interfering signal is basically just shouting over your Wi-Fi. It messes up the data packets, which forces devices to resend them over and over. And what the user sees is, you guessed it, slowness and drops. Okay, so the symptoms are all pointing in one clear direction. It's screaming RFI. So what's next? Well, now it's time to line up the usual suspects. Look, in a regular home, the culprit is almost always hiding in plain sight. Seriously, you don't need to be looking for some secret government transmitter or anything crazy like that. The troublemaker is usually something you'd walk past every single day without a second thought. And here they are, the big three: your microwave oven, those old-school cordless phones, and of course, your neighbor's Wi-Fi networks. They're all trying to talk in the exact same space, that super crowded 2.4 gigahertz band. It's basically a radio traffic jam. So here's the good news. Cracking this case, it usually doesn't mean you have to break out the expensive spectrum analyzer or do some massive network overhaul. Nope. The fix is often way simpler, just a smart, methodical, and really cost-effective approach. This three-step playbook right here, this is your go-to low-cost toolkit. First up, channel optimization. You got to get the network into a quieter lane, like the non-overlapping channels 1, 6, or 11. Simple. Second, strategic relocation. Just move the access point, get it to a central spot, and for goodness sake, get it away from that microwave. And third, don't forget about basic physical shielding. Sometimes just a wall can make all the difference. All right, so we've implemented these simple, smart fixes. The big question is, did it work? What was the final verdict? Let's take a look directly at the report from the case file. And boom, there you have it. This is exactly what we're all aiming for, right? A network that's actually stable, speeds that are back up where they should be, and most importantly, a happy client, and all of that with minimal time and money spent. That is a win. A case like this is such a good reminder that just mastering the fundamentals is absolutely key. It's not always about having the fanciest gear. So I'll leave you with this to think about. What's the craziest, most unexpected source of interference you've ever hunted down? We all know the usual suspects, but sometimes the real culprit is something you'd never, ever guess.